Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Right now at 10, a small North Carolina community is mourning after 5 were killed in the shooting, and the 15-year-old suspect is in critical condition. Good evening, and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Emily Haugen. Authorities have not disclosed a motive for the shooting rampage. Police say a 15-year-old male went on Thursday that left 5 people dead, including the alleged shooter's brother. Tonight, a quiet southern community is mourning and looking for answers. CBS News correspondent Elise Preston has the latest from New York.
911 calls released late Friday capture the horror when, according to police, a 15-year-old opened fire in a residential neighborhood in Raleigh, North Carolina.
What kind of clothing is he wearing? He's wearing He looks like he's like 16.
Authorities say 5 people were killed, including the suspect's 16-year-old brother and an off-duty police officer who was on his way to work.
I heard some gunshots. So somebody walking that way with a big rifle-looking gun.
When he returned from running errands, Tracy Howard found his wife, Nicole Connors, fatally shot on their front porch.
I froze. I didn't know what to do. You know, could have tried to perform CPR or something, but I just froze, so I called 911.
A woman walking her dog and another out exercising were also killed in the Thursday evening attack. The Wake County District Attorney announced plans to pursue charging the teen suspect as an adult, but did not specify the charges he would face.
This would have been different if this young man, for whatever reason, did not have access to these weapons.
Vice President Kamala Harris tweeted about the tragedy, urging Congress to pass an assault weapons ban. Tonight, the community is remembering the victims of the gun violence that shocked a quiet neighborhood this week. Elise Preston, CBS News.
And after his arrest, the teenage suspect was hospitalized in critical condition from an apparently self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Wow, what a day today. Temperatures were in the 50s and 60s. We made it to 64 in La Crosse. Decorah made it to 61. Same story in Prairie du Chien and Boscobel. Viroqua made it to 58. Likewise in Black River Falls, Red Wing made it to 57. Outside right now, we're still in the 40s and 50s. We're at 48 in Eau Claire, 50 in Decorah, 52 in La Crosse. Sparta, good evening to you guys. You're at 51 degrees. A couple of 49s in Volkfield, as well as Viroqua. 43 is the current temperature in Marshfield. Outside right now, take a look at the temperature in La Crosse. We're sitting at 52 degrees. We have cloudy skies. Our humidity is at 53% with winds out of the northwest at 9 miles per hour. If you have any evening plans for the overnight hours, we'll see temperatures going into the 30s. When you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 30s will greet you across the area. Southern zone from La Crescent down to New Albin over towards the Postville area, seeing temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. Central zone, same story. Temperatures staying above freezing, maybe a little bit of cloud cover. And then the northern zone, temperatures are going to stay in the mid 30s with partly to mostly cloudy skies. Now, Emily, coming up in the first alert forecast, there's one day where we're talking temperatures with highs in the upper 30s.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh, it hurts my heart.
stay tuned for that.
Okay, thanks, Eric.
You bet.
Taking a walk down La Crosse's Memory Lane. Today was Historic Downtown Day in La Crosse. Families got a look into the past with a historic tour of downtown. The all-day event included river cruises, carriage rides, and Segway tours. Families got plenty of opportunities to be creative with pumpkin painting, ukulele lessons, and more. And a community school is looking to expand. Jennifer McKinney's parents created Cooley Christian School 40 years ago to provide a Christian faith-based school option for their kids, and it's only grown since then. It already moved once from downtown La Crosse to its current spot in West Salem. McKinney, whose kids now attend Cooley Christian, says the school has outgrown its current location.
In recent years, Cooley has really seen an explosion in enrollment. In fact, there's waiting lists now, and we could serve even more students with a bigger and more modern space. And so
enrollment has doubled over the past year, and the school is looking to buy a new property. They hope moving somewhere new will bring more space for more students and more opportunities overall. Advocates are hoping to raise about $5 million in 5 months for that new location. Over 5,000 soccer players turned up in La Crosse to play soccer today. Rush Wisconsin West held their 6th Cooley Cup today, hosting 124 soccer teams from the U.S. and Canada. Rush Wisconsin is a youth soccer club for kids ages 4 to 18. Rush's president says that the tournament has a lot to offer for spectators.
It's an opportunity for us to to share more about Rush Wisconsin West, but it's also an opportunity for kids in our club to play in front of their parents and siblings and relatives, something they don't always get to do in this sort of capacity.
The tournament will continue tomorrow at different locations in Onalaska and La Crosse. And happening tomorrow, you're invited to celebrate Ho-Chunk heritage in West Salem. Members of the Ho-Chunk Nation are gathering Sunday afternoon in West Salem to celebrate the Native American spirit. The community is invited to see Native song and dance and try homemade soup and fry bread. There will be 2 performances outdoors, and you're asked to bring your own blanket or chair. Tickets are $30 for adults and $5 for kids over the age of 12. And area kids got into the Halloween spirit today at a family-friendly festival. Families got to celebrate the Spooktacular Halloween party today at Clearwater Farm in Onalaska. There was plenty of candy, animals, and a costume contest for kids to enjoy. Event organizers say it was a success this year, and they're hoping to make it even bigger.
We're working towards a new building so that we can have more opportunities for the community to come out and have working restrooms, indoor plumbing, those types of things, so we can keep giving back to the community.
If you missed the Spooktacular today, no need to worry. Clearwater Farm still has plenty of events coming up. We'll have more details for you on news8000.com. And coming up on News 8 Now this weekend, though Steppin' Out in Pink was canceled last month, one family took the walk into their own hands. We'll share why they believe raising awareness matters. But first, 1 in 4 women will experience domestic abuse in their lifetime. A brewer in Milwaukee is hoping to raise awareness and help victims with his new IPA. Stay with us, that's up next.
Dear night owls, when darkness falls, our stunning style takes flight, and our fuel economy is ever so wise. Trust us, Toyota sedans. Toyota, let's go places.
For 65 years, Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland has made wishes come true for Midwest families. And starting Saturday at 7 a.m. during Toyland opening weekend, this Blaine's family tradition continues with great deals on the hottest toys, like assorted Barbie dolls, just $4.99 each. This Monster Jam Garage playset, only $44.99. And these Nerf Mega XL or Elite 2.0 blasters, just $17.99. Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland, making wishes come true for 65 years, starting this Saturday at 7 a.m.
When Kenosha burned, Tony Evers fanned the flames.
He blamed police.
When we needed help, he refused. For days.
I know.
Because we were there.
Evers puts politics over our lives.
Over your lives.
That's why we support Tim Michaels.
As a veteran, Tim Michaels won't abandon us.
Tim Michaels will have our back.
And stand strong against violent crime.
We're with Tim.
Upgrade your Harley this winter and let us store it. Reserve your spot with Great River Harley-Davidson. Schedule your tune-up and upgrades now and have them ready for spring. Our technicians have over 51 years of experience working on Harley-Davidson motorcycles. We have the factory-approved parts, tools, and diagnostic equipment to keep your Harley-Davidson motorcycle tuned exactly to Harley-Davidson specifications. Spend $500 or more on parts, service, or upgrades and receive free storage until April 2023. Space is limited. Call or stop in today to reserve your spot.
Dear night owls, when darkness falls, our stunning style takes flight, and our fuel economy is ever so wise. Trust us, Toyota sedans. Toyota, let's go places.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
1 in 4 women will experience domestic violence at some point in their lifetime, according to a study released earlier this year. In addition to 1 in 4 women, 1 in 9 men also experience domestic violence. Those figures are just what's reported. The actual impact is likely worse. The lead brewer at Third Space Brewing in Milwaukee lost a loved one to domestic violence last year, and now he's trying to make a difference and save lives.
I think we all know 4 women. I think we all know 9 men, so the reality is, we all know someone.
Matt Siz's 1 in 4 was his wife's niece, Carissa Peranto. Carissa was killed last October in Ashwaubenon after trying to leave a violent relationship.
She did everything she could. She changed her locks, she put in security cameras, purchased a firearm, staying with family and friends.
But the outcome was still tragic. It spurred Matt to take action. Third Space's 1 in 4 IPA is the brewery's latest offering in its Pints for a Purpose program. Matt says they intentionally went for shock value with the name.
That is just like such a staggering statistic. Like it stops people in their tracks and gets them thinking.
The brewery is partnering with Sojourner Family Peace Center. A rollout event was held Friday evening. The beer's great right out of the tap here at the Third Space Tap Room, but you don't have to be here to make a difference. 1 in 4 will be carried in dozens of stores all throughout the area, and all the proceeds from the beer will go straight to Sojourner.
It happens behind closed doors, and people are afraid to say something.
Naomi Gould wants people to feel safe coming forward. So far this year, there have been more than a dozen domestic homicides in the city of Milwaukee, and Gould says it impacts everyone.
We know that violence is a learned behavior, and when children grow up in violent homes, most likely they grow up being violent as well in their relationships.
Sojourner has an emergency hotline, a shelter for survivors, and provides healing services for survivors post-trauma. One survivor told Gould how educating children helped her.
Her daughter actually in school learned about what a healthy relationship is, came home from school and said, "Mom, I don't think you're in a healthy relationship."
Third Space is encouraging people to donate on Sojourner Family Peace Center's website. You can mention the 1 in 4 beer there. Well, the cost of food has gone up, and it will likely continue to climb as we near the holidays. Grocery prices are 13% higher than a year ago, according to the Consumer Price Index report released Thursday. Holiday staple foods are going up in price, so family favorites are going to cost you. And already for Halloween, buying treats will be tricky.
Last year, Halloween, we spent about $10 billion. This year, we're anticipated to spend about $10.6 billion, which is not keeping up with inflation.
Those increases are hitting all holiday favorites, and it all starts with the supplier. Feed, fuel, and fertilizer are more expensive, impacting livestock, which has a ripple effect to ingredients and what consumers put in their cart. Experts recommend taking advantage of sales, buying store brands, and keeping an eye out for better deals. And finally, in other food-related news, today is the National Day of the Cheese Curd. The salty deep-fried snack started right here in Wisconsin, and the nuggets of white or yellow cheddar cheese are battered and deep-fried. But you can also, of course, eat them squeaky from the grocery store. They're a popular fare food, but as we know here, it's a great French fry alternative. Coming up on News 8 Now this weekend, some optimistic news this Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Breast cancer death rates in the U.S. are down. What that means for those who are fighting, and what work is left. That's up next.
And in the world of weather, much cooler temperatures tomorrow, but how long will this cool weather last? Well, I'll tell you what, go grab your cheese curds and join me on the other side of the break. I'll have that answer.
Punishing inflation, retirement savings evaporating, home values crashing, and Mandela Barnes is oblivious. Barnes just supported a massive tax increase on middle-class families and an army of IRS agents to go get every penny. Barnes also supported Biden's student loan forgiveness plan that cost every taxpayer $2,000. $2,000 less to survive on. Can you afford Mandela Barnes? Wisconsin Truth PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Look at this car. What kind of make and model is it? Oh, make, model, automobile, huh?
We were kind of looking for something different.
We put the lot in Car Lot. Let's take a look at that beauty over there.
Way over there?
Owning a car is about the journey, not the destination.
Get more of what you deserve in your car buying experience, inventory, and service. See for yourself at Cooley Auto.
I would never bill someone twice for the same job. But Tim Michaels has a record of doing just that. Michaels billed Wisconsin taxpayers twice for the same construction job, totaling $400,000. And you and I paid for it. And once he was caught, Michaels tried to charge the taxpayers an extra $52,000 just to fix it. That's totally dishonest. I never trust anyone like that as governor. Tim Michaels is wrong for Wisconsin.
The dining sale at Drury's Inn Fountain. Unlimited choices designed just for you. From upscale contemporary by Cannadel or Amisco to warm rustic solid wood from Amish makers like Canal Dover or Daniel's Amish. No matter your style, we show all the latest trends for kitchen and dining room. And right now, on top of sale prices, you can save an extra $100 to $300 off sets over $1,000. It's the dining sale on now at Drury's Inn Fountain.
January 6th,
Derek Van Orden and an angry mob march on the Capitol.
The Capitol, that's where we're headed to right now.
Break through police barricades.
Derek Van Orden, he and a bunch of his frogman buddies are on the wall.
And break the law.
Since January 6th, Derek Van Orden has lied about where he was.
And deleted an online post to hide what he did.
Liar, lawbreaker.
Don't vote for Derek Van Orden.
Center Forward Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The Board Store inaugural Fall Home Show is underway. A $250 discount coupon is yours just for stopping by to see all the new displays and updates we have made. We'd love to meet you.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Some optimistic news this Breast Cancer Awareness Month. U.S. death rates from breast cancer have dropped 43%. Studies also show that survival rates after diagnosis have gone up. New technology and more awareness has helped with that. Mayo Clinic health system experts say there are always ways to improve.
In the setting of breast cancer, absolutely, there's always more we can do. We have become very knowledgeable about the importance of screening. We have had improved awareness of treatments of breast cancer and opportunities for treatment.
Experts say the best way to prevent breast cancer is to stay healthy, limit alcohol, and always contact your doctor if you notice any changes. And this month is also Liver Cancer Awareness Month. According to the American Cancer Society, over 40,000 people will be diagnosed in 2022. It is also known as one of the most deadly cancers ever. There's only a 10% chance of survival. After 5 years, doctors are focusing on studying models of liver and pancreatic cancer cells to develop new treatment strategies that also predict setbacks and challenges. Well, the drop in temperatures was pretty shocking this week. Eric, will we get any relief, or is it all downhill?
No, back to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Eric. Great forecast. Wow.
Take a look outside right now. We have cloudy skies. Look at that temperature of 52 degrees. Humidity is at 53% with winds out of the northwest at 9 miles per hour. The river level is down at 4.89 feet. Numbers for today made it to 64 after a morning start of 35. 62 and 42 is where we should be for this time of year. 85 was the record high set back in 1958. You have to go all the way back to 1876 to see the record low of 24 degrees. Now we're still well below normal for the entire month and year in terms of precipitation. We're just over 6 inches below normal, so we really need some precipitation nonetheless. And there's nothing on the radar scan right now, ladies and gentlemen. We have a clean sweep across the area. This is going to get a break for today. Some places maybe tomorrow as well. Some places may see a little bit of a renegade shower or two, but that's really about it. Low pressure's in control. You can see the winds are starting to shift out of the north. That's what's going to keep us cool for tomorrow. Some places will actually see our high right around midnight, and then the temperatures will fall throughout the day. So when you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 30s will greet you. Look at Black River Falls, 33 degrees, 34 Sparta, 39 La Crosse, 38 in Eau Claire, 36 Preston, 37 in Decorah. Now, this is what I was talking about. By 7 o'clock, that front I was talking about is going to push its way through. That wind's going to stay out of the north-northwest. There's that renegade shower or two I was talking about across portions of the area. The majority of us won't even see a drop. The majority of us will stay partly to mostly cloudy. As we take a look here Sunday night going into Monday, we see a break in the clouds, which is going to allow those temperatures to drop for a little bit. Highs tomorrow, as I said, look at that. Only going into the 40s, 42 in Eau Claire, 44 Winona, 46 La Crosse, 45 Decorah, 48 Prairie du Chien, as well as Boscobel. Well, let's talk about the setup. So this is the front I was talking about. You see this low pressure associated with it. This is tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. We get on the back end of this low pressure system. Some places, especially across the northern portion of the state, not ruling out a little bit of snow. I know the other day we had some places, especially here in the Coulee region, seeing a few flurries. I know Emily was not a big fan of that. I thought she was going to throw a tomato at me the other day when we had the flurries across the area, but nonetheless, that didn't happen. So here's a look at the first alert forecast for the evening and overnight hours. We're going to stay mostly cloudy. We're going to see a nice light wind. Overnight lows will be in the mid to upper 30s. Winds will be out of the west at around 5 to 10 miles per hour for tomorrow. By the 8 o'clock hour, we go to 41 degrees. And folks, we're not moving much. We're going to stay in the low to mid 40s throughout the day with cloudy skies. By the 4 o'clock hour, we go to 44 degrees. By the 8 o'clock hour, we go to 40. And then the balance of the 8 day. Go to 38 for Monday. I want to break out Monday real quick. So there's that high of 38 degrees. Some places won't even see that. Look at Decorah, only going to 36. Preston, 36. Winona, 37. Eau Claire, 37. Black River Falls will go to 38 degrees the remainder of the 8th day. We go to 47 on Wednesday. The double nickel, 55 degrees on Thursday. Then back into the 60s for Friday, Saturday, going into Sunday. So Emily, short answer, no. Long answer, yes.
I'm going to wear black tomorrow to mourn fall, I think.
Me too.
Yeah.
Let's. Okay, we're good.
Moment of silence.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Eric. Coming up, the Packers are back at Lambeau Field tomorrow for their matchup against the Jets, but Kate has some questions about the Packers offense. And the Wisconsin Badgers game came down to the wire. Those highlights are up next.
Thank you for watching News 8 Lacrosse. Here are tonight's winning Powerball numbers.
As Russia continues to target civilians in Ukraine, 60 Minutes reports from the scene.
What would you like the world to remember about them?
Sunday on CBS.
News 8 Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. Whether you need routine care or treatment for a complex condition, Mayo Clinic Health System has convenient and safe options for the care you and your family need.
When all is said and done, here's 3 things to remember. 1. Only Tim Michaels would ban abortion in cases of rape or incest and jail doctors who perform them. 2. Only Michaels Family Foundation funded an extremist group that uses cell phone data to track women near abortion clinics. 3. Only Michaels ran a company where women say they were pressured to have sex with their bosses. The only one with a radical agenda like that is Tim Michaels. And the only one who can stop it is you.
Joe Biden took $4 trillion from us taxpayers and he spent it. $4 trillion. And what do we get? We got higher gas prices, higher groceries, just about everything. Brad Pfaff, well, he backed Joe Biden 100% of the time. That's what you get when you spend your career in politics. Well, it ain't me. Let's try something different. Let's cut spending, balance the budget, and get America back on track. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
It's Ford SUV season. Time to gear up for changing conditions on and off-road. Get great deals on our most capable lineup of Ford SUVs, including Ford Explorer and Bronco Sport. Both rated 2022 IIHS top safety picks, and both designed to give you greater confidence. Hurry, Ford SUV season will end soon. Now, for a limited time, get $500 retail order bonus cash on a 2022 Ford Explorer and Bronco Sport, only at your Northland Ford dealers.
I'm a veteran. I know what it looks like to love your country, and this isn't it. Derek Van Orden was on the Capitol grounds on January 6. He broke past the police barricades and was part of a riot that injured over 100 cops, and some of them ended up dying. Now he wants us to believe he's a patriot? Mr. Van Orden, patriots defend their country. They don't try to burn it down.
I'm Brad Pfaff, and I approve this message.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. Here's News 8 Now's Kate Overton.
We're in week 2 of the Jim Leonard area. A good start last week, but a much tougher opponent today in Michigan State, and it came down to the wire. On the road in East Lansing, Jim Leonard up against the former Badger Mel Tucker. We'll skip ahead to the 4th quarter. Tied at 14, Peyton Thorne going deep, and he has his man Kean Coleman with a crazy grab for the touchdown. The Spartans take the lead, but here come the Badgers. Murch, the swing pass to Allen, and this guy's fighting for every single yard, gets the first down, and then a few plays later, on 4th down, Mertz to the back of the end zone, and Keontez Lewis is there for the touchdown. Tie game, and we're going to overtime. Sparty with the ball first, and they're going to do a halfback pass. Jaden Reed to Kean Coleman, and what a snag. A touchdown. Michigan State strikes first. The Badgers need to respond, and on 3rd and 10, Mertz finds DK, and he gets across the goal line for the score, so they go again. Badgers start with the ball this time. The handoff to Braylon Allen. And oh no, Allen fumbles, MSU recovers, and now they only need a field goal to win, but they're going to send it deep anyway. This time it's Thorne going deep to Jaden Reed, and Reed completes the catch. The Sparty wins the game, and Badgers with too many mistakes once again. 28-34 was the final. Braylon Allen finished with 123 yards and 2 touchdowns, but that costly fumble is what people will remember. For Jim Leonard, it's his first loss as the interim head coach, and now he has to respond.
We didn't execute as well as we needed to in the second half. Obviously, the second overtime as well. You know, that's the difference in the game. We always critique. We're hard on our players and how we critique them and how they can get better. And you know, we have to learn when moments get big, right? That's when the execution has to be our best, and obviously that wasn't the case.
All right, the Golden Gophers are back in action this afternoon, coming off of their bye week against 24th ranked Illinois. Minnesota already down 10, but Mohamed Ibrahim showing off the wheels, coming up with a huge gain, and finally getting tackled at the 25. And that would set up this. Tanner Morgan taking it in himself. This is going to put Minnesota within 3. Third quarter now, after a huge kick return, Ibrahim gets the call and he fights his way in for the score. Now the Gophers have the lead. But this Illinois team is tough, and Tommy DeVito wants to go deep, and he has his man Brian Hightower makes the catch inside the 5. DeVito would run in for the score, and Illinois would run away with it 26-14, a tough loss for the Gophers. The UWL Eagles bounced back last week after a tough loss to Whitewater that happened earlier in the month, but now they're on the road again and had a big rivalry against UW Eau Claire. But the Eagles are still in the top 10 of the D3 rankings. The Blue Golds haven't won since week 1. All right, first quarter we go. Eagles already threatening, and K. Garcia back shoulder pass to Max Stubendick. He's in for the score. It's 7-0 UWL. A few drives later, Joey Stutzman gets the handoff, and he flips into the end zone for the score. Just his second touchdown of the season, but gives them a spark here. We're still in the first quarter, and this time it's Stutzman again with the handoff, has a huge hole. He's in for the score, his second of the day, and this Eagles offense was grooving. Eagles with a 20-point lead going into the second half, and on the first play coming out of the break, Kaiser Helterbrand is going to take this one 76 yards untouched, all the way in for the score. La Crosse putting up 51 points on their way to the win. They advanced to 5-1 on the season. They'll be back at home next week as Stevens Point comes to town. All right, and a quick look at tomorrow's NFL games. Both games in the early slate. The Packers are hosting the New York Jets in a game that they should win, but I'm worried. The Packers offense hasn't been up to par at all. Some of the play calling was weird last game. They've been cutting out Aaron Jones from the game plan in the second half. So tomorrow's going to be a weirdo, and we'll see what offense decides to show up. And the Vikings are on the road down in Miami, but the Vikings are favored. The Dolphins are without their first and second string quarterbacks, but the defense still has to be careful as that Dolphins offense has a ton of weapons. No early show tomorrow, so I'll have full coverage of both of these games tomorrow night at 10:30. Today, they also announced the WIAA high school football playoffs, and we had 18 area teams make the cut, including a ton of top-seeded teams. First round of the playoffs starts next Friday, and we'll have a special playoff edition of the Highlight Zone that night. But that's all I have for now. We'll be right back.
Over 800 convicted criminals released. 270 murderers and attempted murderers released. 44 child rapists released. Tony Evers' parole commission has released hundreds of violent criminals early, including some of the worst killers in Wisconsin history. Evers' liberal policies are making our communities less safe. Tony Evers put criminals first and our family's safety last.
Ram Tough. It's perfect for us at Pischke Motors. We've got some pretty tough customers.
Get in on the big savings during Ram Power Days. Right now, a 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn 4x4 Crew Cab comes with 1.9% financing for 60 months. Plus, get a $2,000 rebate. But hurry, Ram Power Days ends October 31st. Stop by in West Salem or La Crosse and test drive one today.
Ram and Pischke Motors, getting the job done.
Here in Wisconsin, you should be able to walk down the street and not worry about crime. I'm Josh Call. As a former federal prosecutor and your attorney general, I've put murderers, drug traffickers, and sex offenders behind bars and kept them there. And I worked with Democrats and Republicans to change the law so rape kits don't sit around untested. I know there's more to do, but I will not stop until you and your family are safe, no matter what neighborhood you live in.
Oh, great. My wireless bill just went up.
Should have gone with US Cellular. They aren't raising prices on any of their plans.
Seriously?
Yeah, my price won't increase.
Well, that is refreshing. I feel like everywhere you turn these days, prices are going up.
Supply chain got us too. Don't get me started on the overhead costs.
At US Cellular, every plan for everyone is price protected.
You know, I respect a female entrepreneur.
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
There's no other place where my story is possible. My mom was a teacher. My dad worked third shift. It was our ticket to the middle class. That's the promise of America I'll fight to protect. While others send our jobs overseas, I'll bring manufacturing back, invest in our own workers, and stock our shelves with American products. And with a middle class tax cut, you'll be able to keep more of what you earn. I know the promise of America, and no one will fight harder to protect it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Horse Sense in Coon Valley saddled up today for its 5th annual Fall Festival. Guests got the chance to meet therapy horses and enjoy fall activities. Patients from the program also shared what Horse Sense means to them. The program helps people with disabilities while teaching important life skills. The executive director says that she hopes the program only grows.
So all the proceeds for this go back into our program. So of course our heart and desire is for it to grow into a big event to raise lots of money for our program. But more than that, I think awareness is key.
Horse Sense is taking donations on their website for riding equipment and money. We will have that link available on our website. That's news8000.com. Though stepping out in pink was rained out earlier last month, one area family decided to take the walk into their own hands. One woman's sister was determined to not let the rain stop them from walking. Dozens of people turned up to walk with them for cancer awareness this morning. Jackie Sands has been breast cancer free for almost 3 years and has done stepping out in pink before. For her, she wants others to learn about self-examinations for cancer.
I was 34 when I was diagnosed. My doctor didn't think that there was really anything to worry about. Luckily, I went on for further testing and got my diagnosis and was able to get treatment right away.
Jackie's family, friends, and coworkers walked the route that Steppin' Out in Pink had planned. They hope to take part in Steppin' Out in Pink when it returns next September. We'll be right back.
Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times for sexual assault and harassment. Women said they were groped and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Those who spoke out were fired. Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
For 65 years, Blain's Farm and Fleet's Toyland has made wishes come true for Midwest families. And starting Saturday at 7 a.m. during Toyland opening weekend, this Blain's family tradition continues with great deals on the hottest toys, like Hot Wheels, Barbie, Melissa and Doug, and more. Plus, shop super weekend deals throughout the store, like these 2-piece pet bed and blanket sets, just $19.99 while supplies last. Blain's Farm and Fleet's Toyland, making wishes come true for 65 years, starting this Saturday at 7 a.m.
In the Senate, Ron Johnson pushed tax loopholes benefiting himself and his donors.
Did my business benefit? Sure. Did some of my donor businesses? Sure.
But here's what Johnson's doing to us. He voted to raise the retirement age and allow cuts to Social Security. Even supports letting Wisconsin ban nearly all abortions and said, if you don't like it, you can move. Ron Johnson works for himself, never us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
The power to change your future is now. The new F-150 is here. Be one of the first to drive the latest, most advanced, best-selling truck for the last 45 years. Custom order your F-150 today. Now, lock in $500 retail order bonus cash on an all-new 2023 Ford F-150. Don't wait. Get to your Northland Ford dealers today.
I'm Sheriff Jim Johnson.
I'm Sheriff Eric Severson.
We've got the real story on Mandela Barnes.
Barnes wants to defund our police, but he spent over $600 grand of your money on police protection for himself.
Barnes wants to eliminate bail for violent felons, and his administration has already released over 800 criminals, including 44 child rapists.
Take it from us.
Mandela Barnes policies are a threat to your family.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Did you know Tim Michaels wants to criminalize abortion, even for pregnant rape victims?
But are you willing to support exceptions for rape or incest?
That's correct.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as your governor?
All right, here's a look at your forecast for tomorrow. Bundle up if you have plans to go out to morning church services or brunch. We'll see temperatures going into the 30s and 40s. We're going to hover in the mid-40s throughout the day with cloudy skies. The winds will start to pick up a little bit. Upper 30s, low 40s will greet you by the 8 o'clock hour. So definitely bundle up. And then Monday, we're going to go to a high of 38.
Well, tomorrow looks like a great weather to stay inside and watch the Packers and Vikings play. I think we should have tacos at your place to watch it.
Sure, why not?
All right.
Wow, that was easy. Thank you for watching News 8 Now. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 10:30.